Okay, so The Bees by Laline Paul, Chapter 3. The little chamber was tranquil and bare, and a beautiful soft smell filtered through the walls. The hexagonal, that's the word. The hexagonal tiles showed a wide tread of past wear across the center of the room, and Flora set her feet wider in case there was any information to detect. At all long gone, Sister Sage had her back turned, but she still knew what Flora did. And you will hold your tongue. Then came a sound of running feet, and another bee burst into the room. She stopped in shock at the sight of the princess standing before her. Sister Sage, we were not expecting you. By her hand shiny bands. She was a senior. But her fur was yellow, her face coarse, and her antennae blunt. She bowed deeply. Sister Sage inclined her head. Sister Teasel, are you well? Never doubt it. Every Teasel as strong and willing as ever. You will not find sickness in this kin. Why? Has someone been found ailing? Not at all. Sister Sage's attention rested for a moment on the far wall. Flora looked too. Where the worn tiles ended was the faintest outline of a third door. Sister Teasel clutched her hands together. A visit from a princess of the Malesia is always an honor. But did not Sister in her wisdom order this side of the nursery closed off? Otherwise someone would surely have been stationed here to receive you. I wish to avoid notice. Sister Sage gazed down the dim corridor from where Sister Teasel had come. Sister Teasel took the opportunity to stare at Flora. Alarmed at her tangible disapproval, Flora attempted a clumsy curtsy. Sister Teasel rapped her hard on the closest knee. Forward, never splayed. She looked to Sister Sage. Such boldness. But by her wet fur, she is newly hatched. I do not understand. We were obliged to wait while a drone emerged. She saw such antics there. On a new prince. Honor to the hive. Was he very handsome straight away? Or does it come upon them as their fur rises? How I long. Sister Teasel had many nurses. Sister Teasel, how many nurses have you lost? Since last inspection, Sister Teasel stared in alarm. Compared to other departments, hardly any. We are not like foragers. We keep ourselves safe from the outer world and its perils. But even our kin will sometimes suffer. She cleared her throat. 6, sister, since last inspection. I moved them on for the slightest sign of confusion or hint of ailing. We take no chances, and of course, we have only the purest kin here, and the most obedient. She coughed. 6, sister. Sister Sage nodded. And what do you heat? And what do you heat? Or other departments? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Sister Sage nodded. And what do you hear of other departments? Oh, mere canteen gossip. Mere canteen gossip. Idle idle tittle tattle. Nothing I would repeat. Please do. Sister Sage focused her attention on Sister Teasel, her scent flexing in the air. Flora looked down at the waxen tiles. and did not move. Sister Teasel twisted her hands together. Sister Sage, we are very fortunate in the nursery. Plenty of food, everything brought to us. We do not feel the shortages. We face no dangers, she faltered. Come, sister, unburden yourself. Sister Sage was calm and kind, and Sister Teasel dared look up. They say the season is deformed by rain, that the flowers shun us and fall unborn, that foragers are falling from the air and no one knows why. She plucked at her fur convulsively. They say we will starve and the babies will all die, and my little nurses are worrying so much I fear they will forget. She shook her head. Not that they do. Sister, ever, for they are most strictly supervised, and the rotas are always guarded. So even if they could count, you may kill me if it is not so. You need not give permission. Sister Teasel burst out laughing and reached for one of her hands. Oh, Sister Sage, it does me such good to jest with you. Now I have shared the burden. I am no longer fearful. This is the role of the militia, to carry all fears, so the hive is free. A calming scent flowed from Sister Sage and filled the chamber. Amen, said Sister Teasel, but oh, for the courage of the kin of Thistle. Why? What do they do? Too late, Flora remembered herself. Sister Teasel glared at her in outrage, her own distress forgotten. She speaks! The impudence! Sister Sage, please spare my curiosity and tell me the reason for her presence. If it is to clean, then I shall add her to the next detail. But I hope all sanitation is not now possessed of tongues, for we shall be in uproar. She gazed at Flora. Obstroperious, dirty creatures. She stared at Flora. Obstroperious, dirty creatures. Does Sister Teasel stand in judgment of our purpose? No, sister, never. Forgive me. Then kindly recall that variation is not the same as deformity. Sister graces me with her superior wisdom, though to my ignorant eyes those terms are one and the same. Sister Teasel stood back from Flora. How monstrously large she is, and that fur, when it dries, will be thick as a drone's, and her shell as black as a crow's. Not that I have ever seen one, thank Mother. Sister Sage became very still. You are fatigued, perhaps, by your long duty. Your loyal heart wishes to serve longer, yet your spirit tires. Sister Teasel shook her head in alarm. Sister Sage turned to Flora. Open your mouth, 717. Let Sister Teasel look. Flora obeyed, and Sister Teasel promptly peered in. She looked to Sister Sage in surprise. Then she grasped Flora's tongue and pulled it to its full length before letting it snap back in her mouth. I see, it might indeed be possible, but with that tongue comes, she will lose its use when it is time for her to rejoin her kin, and should it linger, I will personally wipe any knowledge from her mind. Test her, and if she does not produce anything, send her on immediately. Sister Sage looked kindly at Flora. This experiment is a great privilege. What do you say? Accept, obey, and serve. The words blurted from Flora's mouth unbidden. Sister Teazle shuddered. Let us hope she will. Such ugliness. Ashamed, Flora turned back to Sister Sage as her shield, but the priestess had vanished. They do that. Sister Teazle watched her. Never know where you are with them. Always surprising you. Come along then. She opened a door, and Flora smelled the fragrance beyond it. If Sister Sage hadn't told me to do this herself, I'd call it sacrilege. She pushed Flora through the door with her foot. Let's get this over with. End of chapter 3. Interesting. Love you, honey. Hope this is making some sense to you. I'm still trying to figure it out.